They thought saying yes to love was the hardest part, but Micheal and Grace were about to learn that even soulmates face storms, the kind that threaten everything they rebuilt. Their engagement year was a dream. Soft mornings filled with shared breakfasts, late-night conversations about the future, wedding plans scribbled on sticky notes. Two people finally living the love they had waited more than a decade to confess. Micheal seemed happiest whenever Grace walked into a room. Grace glowed every time his hand brushed hers. But life, like love, has a habit of shifting when you least expect it. One cold evening, while Grace was at work, Micheal received an email marked urgent. It was from a major London tech corporation, the same company he had applied to 2 years ago and forgotten about. They wanted him, a six-figure job, in London, starting in 3 months. He sat in the living room, staring at the screen as excitement battled fear. This job could change his life, change their life. But it would also mean leaving their town, moving hours away from Grace's hospital, and asking her to uproot everything again after finally finding stability. He wanted to tell her. He planned to tell her. But the perfect moment never came. 1 week passed, then 2, then 3. And the secret sat between them quietly, like a ticking bomb. Grace noticed the shift. Micheal suddenly became distant, distracted, on his phone more, staying late at work, smiling less. He wasn't cheating, she could feel that. But something was wrong. One night, as they lay in bed, she whispered, "Micheal, you can tell me anything you know." He kissed her forehead. "I know."
But he didn't speak.
Grace's heart tightened. She had lived through silence before. She knew how dangerous it could be. One Saturday morning, Grace sat at their dining table browsing wedding venues on her laptop when a notification popped up. Micheal Turner, interview confirmation, London. Her hands froze. Her heartbeat crashed. Her eyes instantly filled. The hurt wasn't from the job, it was from the secret. The fact that he was willing to build a future with her, but also planning a life-changing move without her knowledge. When Micheal came home that evening, she stood in the doorway with tears streaming down her face. "London," she whispered. Michael's stomach dropped. He knew this moment would come, but not like this. "Grace, I was going to tell you." "When? After you packed? After the interview? After the wedding?" Her voice cracked on the last word. Micheal stepped forward, but she stepped back. "You promised honesty," she said. "You promised transparency." "I didn't want to scare you," he replied. "I didn't want you to think I was choosing my career over us." "But hiding it did scare me," she whispered. "And right now, I don't know what you're choosing." They decided painfully to take a step back. Not to break up. Not to call off the wedding, but to breathe. Grace moved into her sister's flat. Micheal stayed in their shared place alone. The silence between them this time was different. Not angry, not resentful. Just sad, heavy, afraid. Both were terrified of losing each other again. During the separation, Micheal felt the emptiness all over again. The same emptiness that filled him after Grace moved to Manchester years ago. He realized something important. He didn't want success without her. He didn't want London without her. He didn't want a life where she wasn't part of every decision.
So he made a choice.
The kind of choice a man makes when he's truly ready to love forever. He emailed the company. He turned down the offer. Then he drove to Grace's workplace and waited outside until she finished her shift. When she stepped out, he walked toward her with shaking hands. "Grace," he whispered as she stopped in front of him. She looked uncertain, scared, hopeful. "I turned down London," he confessed, "because no job is worth losing you. No salary is worth risking what we built. And no dream is bigger than the future I want with you." Grace's eyes filled instantly. "Why didn't you just tell me from the start?" she whispered. Because I was afraid, he said honestly. But losing you is a bigger fear. And if I want a life with you, I need to choose honesty, even when it's uncomfortable. Grace stepped closer. Micheal, I don't care if you're in London or here. I care that we make decisions together, because soulmates don't move alone. His breath shook. Then let's choose together, he said. Every step, every decision, every tomorrow. She reached for his hand, the hand she had missed every night. Together, she whispered. And then she hugged him, tightly, desperately, like she was hugging her forever. 6 months later, under fairy lights and soft music, Micheal and Grace exchanged vows. Not perfect people, not perfect lovers, but two souls who fought, healed, grew, and finally learned that love isn't just about finding the right person, it's about becoming the right person for each other. When Micheal slid the ring onto her finger, he whispered, "From classmates to soulmates, but most importantly, to partners in everything." Grace laughed softly, wiping a tear. And to a love that keeps choosing itself every single day. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next story. Please don't forget to subscribe and give a thumbs up. Bye.